Oh god, I'm gonna get jumped by the entire Alien Stage fandom for this one. But yes, as you can tell by the title of this video, I don't care for mizisua. And when I say this, I mean both the characters individually and their dynamic in relationship. Don't get me wrong, they're both good characters and no hate to anyone who likes them, but I personally don't really like them that much. And it's okay for people to have opinions. First, I'm gonna start off by saying I do not like Sua whatsoever. Like, what is there to like about her? Like, her character design is pretty, and I guess the 5 seconds of personality that we were shown from her seems nice, but other than that, I genuinely don't understand the hype in the Alien Stage fandom because there's hardly anything on her character. I feel like her character was kind of wasted. All the other 5 of the main 6 are very complex and well written, but with Sua, she's only there for a small appearance in only 3 or 4 episodes, and she's always only with Mizzy. And I just can't remember any specific scenes that she's been shown with any other characters other than Mizzy or on her own, if there's even any at all. Even Hyuna, a character who was only in a few episodes too, was actually very well written, because even though she was only in a few episodes, we still got a lot about her as an individual and how her relationship is with other characters. For all the other characters, we got to see things like their personalities, their past, their relationships, but with Sua, she's just kind of there only for Mizzy. I feel like we could have at least gotten more context into her character other than her being super close with Mizzy throughout childhood and being Mizzy's girlfriend. I'm sorry, but she's just very poorly written compared to everyone else in the main 6, and it kind of sucks because I do think she has the potential to be a very well-written character, and I'd probably actually like her if we just got some of Sua on her own and more about her as an individual. It's almost like Sua's one of the side characters that Ivan and Till were shown to sing with in round 2 and 3, but with just slightly more lore. But yeah, I'm sorry, she's just very poorly written compared to everyone else, and I hate that for her because I would have loved to see Alien Stage go more in depth about her as an individual and her relationships with other characters other than Mizzy, especially since she's part of the main 6, because there's not really many characters Alien Stage focuses on mainly other than the main 6, and since she's part of that group, I feel like there should have been a lot more on her than what we have. And now with Mizzy, I hate Mizzy, actually. I'm so sorry, I do not like her at all whatsoever. Although yes, she is very well written as a character, it's more so her actions that make me dislike her rather than general writing. I'm just gonna be straight up, I think Mizzy is a selfish, manipulative asshole. Oh, then why do you love Luca so much? You glaze the fuck out of Luca, and he's also a manipulative asshole. Well, let me explain. Luca is a very complex character, and doesn't even really understand people's emotions or anything, and is also just trying to survive. Mizzy, on the other hand, literally fucked everything up. For what reason? Because she wanted to save Till, the person she never really seemed to care super deeply about until just then. I'm not saying she didn't care about Till at all, but I just found it kind of weird she went and fucked up everything because, what, she wanted to save him? When, to Mizzy and Hyuna's knowledge, Till was just going to die because he didn't even stand a chance against Luca. Keep in mind, Luca won Alien Stage before being in this specific, I guess, era or whatever. So yeah, genuinely, what was her reasoning for going and fucking up Hyuna's plan? Oh well, I have nothing to lose now, so fuck it. I'm just gonna take everything away from everyone else. Mizzy probably. I will give her credit though, because I don't think Till would still be alive if Mizzy hadn't realized that he was still breathing when she did. So thank you, Mizzy, for keeping my favorite character alive, because Blink Gone's release was literally the biggest jump scare ever for us Till fans. But it still resulted in Hyuna's plan being messed up and also Hyuna dying, and her reason for that was selfish because Hyuna didn't have to die and she didn't have to fuck up her plans either. And she didn't even stop what she was doing until literally everything just went to shit. It's so clear that she just didn't care about anyone but herself. Like, you couldn't have put like some redemption arc for Mizzy or something during any of the episodes after she just went and fucked up Hyuna's plan. And like I said, she had such a selfish reason for doing what she did. if that was even a reason at all. I feel like they could have either given her a genuine reason for messing up Hyuna's plan and letting everything go to shit, or if Till was the reason, go more into detail about Mizzy and Till's relationship if they actually were closer than they seemed, because then maybe people would actually somewhat understand why she did what she did. She's also shown to be such an asshole for no reason. She's shown multiple times that she tends to get violent. I mean, she's beat Luca's ass twice now, and she was even violent towards Sua. But whenever she does something that could make her seem like a bad person, she just cries about it, like, oh no, the consequences of my actions, how did this happen? And then acts all innocent. Like, it's almost guilt-trippy behavior. Mizzy, you're like 20 years old and you're doing this shit at your big age. Low-key kind of embarrassing, but okay, you do you, girly, but it's just gonna make people dislike you. Now, what about mizisua in general? I feel like they were added just so there was a Yuri ship to go with the straight ship and the yaoi ship. It's almost queer baiting in a way. Compared to the other two ships that we have, mizisua has barely anything on their relationship. As someone who loves toxic and doomed ships more than anything, mizisua just kind of sucks. I love the idea of their ship, and I do see the potential that they have, but it's almost like mizisua was just given up on to focus more on the other two ships since Sua was the first to die. And I feel like they're so overhyped in the fandom too, because oh wow, doomed Yuri, but their relationship was made doomed and toxic for no reason. We have been shown Mizzy and Sua fighting with little to no context why, both in animations and comics. At least with Ivantil and Hyun Luca, we know why the ship is toxic. Ivantil is mostly one-sided because Till was too focused on his crush on Mizzy when Mizzy didn't even like him back, and Till also knew full well that Mizzy didn't like him back and that Ivan liked him, but he didn't realize his feelings for Ivan until he was already gone. And with Hyun and Luca, they were shown to be close during childhood, but their relationship was later messed up when Hyuna's brother died. But Luca was still obsessed with Hyuna because she was the only person who formed a genuine connection with him and was nice to him, even though he was basically just the alien's lab experiment attempt to create the perfect human. But Hyuna, she resented Luca. I could go on a whole other rant about both Ivantil's and Hyun Luca's relationship for so long because I feel like they're both such well-written ships. And I love them so much, but this is about mizisua, unfortunately. But with mizisua, literally all we know about them is that they're overly obsessed with each other and saw each other as their god and universe, which by itself could be considered toxic. Then, like I said before, they have been shown to physically fight. Or more like Mizzy will hit Sua. And then Sua is still nice to her. Literally in one of the comics, after Mizzy slapped her, Sua just hugged her like nothing happened. And then in Karma, when Mizzy again hit her, she just started crying and smiled at her. Like, Sua, me personally, I'd throw hands right back. It genuinely seems like Mizzy treats Sua like shit for how nice Sua is to her. And we don't even get any context of the origins of their relationship getting toxic. It's just like, oh cute, Mizzy and Sua hanging out during childhood and being happy, aww. Then when they're all grown up, they're just suddenly super toxic for seemingly no reason. Don't get me wrong, I love toxic and doomed ships more than anything, but I also need context to why they're toxic and doomed and what led to them to be the way that they are, or else the angst from it just has no effect and makes it kind of unenjoyable. I mean, Karma did focus a lot more on mizisua than other episodes, but why couldn't we have gotten an episode to focus on their relationship alone, similar to round 6 for Ivantil? Or maybe even get more clips in other episodes that explain the relationship in more depth, like with Hyun and Luca. Alien Stage did a good job at explaining Hyuna and Luca's relationship in the short amount of time that they have together, and I wish that they did something similar to Mizisua because their ship feels kind of pointless now. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy the idea of their ship, and honestly Mizisua is the best thing to come out of either of their individual characters, but it doesn't change the fact that they could have done a much better job at writing their relationship and characters. Now that I've said my reasoning for not liking Mizisua, and not understanding why they get so much hype in the fandom. Hopefully I reduce the amount of angry mizisua fans who want me dead. Anyway, that's really all I have to say on this topic. I don't really have anything else to yap about on this topic, but yeah, I don't like mizisua. Also, I wanted to try something new and get into other fandoms too, other than just BSD. I have other BSD videos written out and some of them recorded. I just need to edit them. But yeah, I felt like doing something different, and I guess I'll just see how that goes. Also, everyone should join my Discord because I'm super cool, and the link is in the description. And yeah, I'll just shut up now.